All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Closing $6,000 to $10,000 deals. How? Where do we start? I need this for my company. I know. I hear you. I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna give you a very in-depth explanation on how we've perfected this model to do this for ourselves and our own company at High Income Society. And then I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna go implement it. You're gonna go, oh my God, this is gold. You're gonna come back to me and be like, what else do you got? Okay, don't worry. El Capitan. Okay, El Capo has got you. I'm going to show you everything. Don't worry. All right, so we're going to dive right in. Now, for a lot of people who don't know, High Income Society, we're a growth consultancy. We focus on building in house client acquisition systems for our clients, and we typically focus on organic outbound campaigns first before we move into paid. So, we're going to start right here with our organic outbound. Now, I've kind of briefly described our process in previous videos. I'll dive a little bit deeper into this topic on a later video, but basically, what we do, we run outbound organic campaigns that are going to book our ideal clients onto our calendar, right? So we're going to book them into what's called a connect call. And the reason why we say it's a connect call is our theory along the whole sales process is that we want to decrease sales resistance the whole entire way. Now, many people know that when they get into a sales process, the first call that they get on is a discovery call, right? And I'm sure it still works for a lot of people, but we would just want to be different, right? We want to kind of sway away from the typical sales process, and we're going to get on what's called a connect call just to connect, see how things are going with their company, learn a little bit more about them, and go from there. So we schedule what's called a 15-minute connect call. All right. We send two reminders typically, depending on how far out the call is. We want to send a couple reminders plus a case study attached. So, case study, testimonial, social proof, at least showing that you have gotten the results that you claim you can get this prospect and that they know exactly it could work for them as well, right? So, that's step number one. Send a couple reminders, follow ups prior to the call. Make sure we're mitigating any no show rate or the mitigating the risk of a no show rate. So we want to make sure that people are showing up. And then we're going to jump on the connect call, typically 15 to 20 minutes. I rarely go closer to 20 minutes because I'm pretty brief with my questions and how I ask my prospects exactly what they're looking for, right? Take call, qualify them, make sure that they're a good fit. If they're a bad fit by chance, what we typically end up doing is we just refer them to somebody in our network that is probably a better fit. So we actually do have like a referral process to make sure that, our people that have helped us, we can help them back and all that great stuff. So refer them to somebody else if they're a bad fit. But if they are a good fit, which a lot of times they are because we've already typically pre-qualified them in the outbound organic sequence that we've built. So they're already pretty solid prospects coming through. We just want to take a quick call to kind of build that know, like, and trust factor, get to know them a little bit more, and then push them to what's called a planning session or strategy call and get them on a planning session. Now, this is the kicker, okay? In between this process, in between the two calls here, we have what's called a pre-conversion video. Now, this is a 5 to 8 minute long video that we have a 15-step framework for, roughly 15 steps, 15 to 17 steps, that will explain our process in more detail to suit the client's needs. So that they're getting confirmation bias that what they are doing is the right direction. They're going in the right direction with our sales process and that they're going to be getting exactly what they're looking for. We reconfirm that in this pre-conversion video. All right. Now, within this process, this is going to be between the planning session, the two calls here. We typically don't want to schedule too far out. We like to leave it to around, 3 to 4 days max. And within that 3 to 4 day period, we're going to be sending this video. And if it is longer than that, for whatever reason, you can send 3 days pass, send this video. A couple days pass again, send like another case study, something like that. It really just depends, but you want to get them on the phone the sooner the better, right? Now, in between this process, what you or your closers or whoever's going to be taking the sales call, what they want to be doing is studying the call recording from the connect call. All right. They need to go back, right, and take a look, or if you don't already have the notes transcripted or whatnot, let's say you don't have any kind of software or AI for that, go back, take a look at the main points on what's been talked about and what your prospect needs, so that your closer, or you, if you're taking the closing call, has a really good understanding of what they need to be speaking about for the majority of the planning session or the closing call. All right, this is our closing call here. Typically 45 minutes to an hour plus. The only reason why I would go over an hour is if I'm handling any objections, right? Now, this is obviously the probably the toughest part for most people, right? Is the closing process, right? Get them to close on the call, get them to say yes. Now, I can make an entire different video on everything that I've screwed up and learned and what I've perfected through this. And you're always still learning because new objections arise all the time. But typically they stay within the same few, right? You just have to kind of work through them with the prospect. Now, typically takes, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour plus. When it is going over an hour, again, we're just answering questions. But the game changing nugget that I learned from sales when it came to closing a client that you know you can help, right? What we want to do is prescribe the solution. Okay. Again, I can make a whole other video on this, but you want to prescribe a solution to their problem. You do not want to describe your product or service to them. Okay. So we want to prescribe, not describe. Okay. If we're going to be describing what it is we're going to be doing for them and everything like that, they kind of lose interest, right? Because odds are you have a similar service to somebody that they've probably dealt with before or they've heard about, and all that jazz, right? They probably don't want to go through something similar, and they'll have their sales resistance wall come right back up. What you want to do is stick on the main pain points and the main points of topic of conversation that we discussed in this Connect call that we then studied and brought into this call. And those are the prescriptions that we're giving to what it is that they need help with the most, right? We prescribe them that solution. Okay. That is it. That's all you need to focus on, because that way, that's all they care about. They just want to know if you can get the job done, right? Can you help them with what it is that they are struggling with, right? If they have really terrible YouTube ads, can you figure out how to run better YouTube ads for them, right? But typically they won't be saying that. They might say they might have some struggles, but the main idea underneath that, right? Why do they want to be running YouTube ads? Well, because they want more clients. Well, we're not getting clients right now with our YouTube ads. So you're just going to hit on the pain point of, we have a proprietary method that can basically put in place a system that's going to be generating you your consistent ideal type of client through your pipeline. And we're going to even go as far as fixing your entire ad system for you on top of that, right? When you word it in a more way that fits exactly what it is that they're looking for, they're going to be more open to wanting to work with you because they trust that you can get them the desired result that they're looking for, right? That's all it is at the end of the day. Prescribe them the solution to their desired result. When this clicked for me, everything opened up, right? My whole sales process changed. This whole thing was based around what it is that my target market wanted the most. And that's all we aim to figure out and solve for them, right? It's in the organic campaigns, right? It's in the case studies. We talk about it in the qualifying call. It's in the pre-conversion video, in the script that we lay out purposefully for our clients. And then lastly, we tie it all in a nice neat bow on our last call. Again, just to make sure that it's a good fit. We're 100% confident we can get them this result. So what do? Prescribe them a solution on what it is they need to be doing. Not how they do it, but what it is they need to do in order to get the desired solution. And ultimately, that means working with you. That's it. All right. And then you close them and you onboard them for some quick wins. Make sure you get them up and running as soon as possible, right? This alone can get you closing big deals, right? Big high ticket deals that easily on a organic outbound campaign to start it all with, right? You don't need to have some fancy ad campaign going or anything like that. It can be organic. You just got to follow exactly what it is that your prospect's looking for and stick to that. Just stick to that. All right. Now, this is such a simple process that took me a while to nail down. And when I finally did, we implemented it, and now we've been using it consistently month over month to close our deals, right? And we give it to our clients as well, because our clients typically don't have a solid process in place, right? on top of the targeting, the marketing messaging, the sequences, the follow up, nurturing, everything. They don't really have any of that. That's where we come in. So we've actually figured it out even more so and perfected it again and given it to our clients, right? So again, I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, in a matter of 15 plus, let's say 45 an hour, let's say another like 20 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes of talking to your prospect and learning about them, you can go ahead and make another 6 to 10K within your company that quickly with only maybe an hour and a half of actual work. If it's you yourself, let's say you don't even have a team, let's say it's just you yourself. Sorry, the sun is like right in my face. But yeah, you get it, right? You get it. So I just wanted to run you through that. Closing big deals, 6 to 10K. We close 6K deals flat. 10K is typically more on like a retainer type of deal. But yeah, this is really anybody that can do this. I know there's people in social media marketing that's, still trying to figure out how to close their client. This is a framework that we've used. It can work really in any field for the most part, unless you're doing like ridiculous sizes of deals that you need like a proposal for. So like anything, maybe 25K, 50K, maybe that high, even 25K, maybe not really, but um, probably higher ticket, like upwards of 50K plus. You'll probably need like proposals and stuff like that. But this is very simple to go ahead and close high ticket deals with. You're just going to be nailing on the pain point, and that's it. So, yeah, just wanted to run you through that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Go ahead, try this out. Come back to me and let me know how it goes. And if you need any other help or whatever, like I said, comments, or you can contact me directly. We can have a chat, and I can help you out with this whole sequence for your company as well. We'll go from there. Subscribe, and I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.